feeling? Who's hungry? The food is ready. But first we have one more act and then you will go and chop. Just to let you know, there's no cutlery, so tonight we'll have to use your hands. What? Hey, my mom will say something. I'll see my mom eating with her hands. I'm like, Mom, what are you doing? She's like, SPOON, spoon. Ladies and gentlemen, next up, we have a deaf and British sign and language user, an award-winning director in drama. This person has been an actor and a director since 1997. You don't know, black don't crack. The roles have been diverse, including film, theatre, and television drama. From BBC Holby City to Inspector Lindley Mysteries, C4 Rush, and presenting on BBC Here. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like you to put your hands together. Give me the number 1. Give me the number 3. Give me the number 1. Give me the number 3. And welcome deaf presenter and filmmaker, David Ellington.
Hello everyone. I'm really pleased to be here today. Sorry, I haven't got my glasses on, so I can't see very well. Let me just put them on. Oh, that's much better. No, I need to throw in my glasses. Okay, thank you so much for inviting me here. I really didn't expect such a welcome, and it's really nice to be here today. Just to let you know, I'm profoundly deaf, a BSL user. I have a hearing aid, and it's just to listen to the music and to hear background sound, but I can't pick up the lower frequencies of sound. But I can feel the rhythm and dance like everyone else, so deaf people do enjoy music, yeah. So really, I'm really here because of Asif. He invited me to come and speak about my experiences, and I want to talk about my experience being black, deaf, and gay. Really, I've been thinking about the experiences and what should I talk about, and I thought I'd talk about my life so far, my life journey. So it's not really a big deal, but I think it's really important, you know, to share with you some of the experiences, you know, so you might not have met a black, deaf, gay person before. So like I said, I've been acting for many years. I was in BBC films, Inspector Lindley Mysteries, and I was also in the Channel 4 Rush series. And that was a fantastic experience. That was with VTV. And it really had a big impact on the deaf community. And the reason was, of course, the deaf community, they don't see many TV dramas with themselves in it. So it's very unfair. They don't see signing deaf people. Thank you. Thank you. Lovely. Thank you. Can you see me well? Okay. Right. So I want to talk about the Rush series that I did. So I met someone called Ray Graham, and he was a black deaf person himself, a director and also a writer back then. And that was the first time I'd ever met someone that looked like me. And I was like, wow. But he spoke very clearly. And he told me about the racist experiences that he'd been through in the theatre world. but I was really fascinated by him as a person, and made me realize that, oh, maybe I could become a filmmaker myself. And he was my role model at that time. You know, he was black and deaf, just like myself. So maybe you know people like, for example, black hearing actors, people like Eddie Murphy, Will Smith, Sir Lenny Henry, and Norman Beaton, you know, from Channel 4 Desmond's show. So, you know, for me, he wasn't really they weren't really role models because they didn't sign for me. At the same time, I followed in the steps of people that I knew. You know, I wanted to be proud of what I'd achieved in life. But I want to move forward now. I really enjoyed my time in theatre, you know, being involved in different roles, different characters. Some were quite good, and some of them weren't really good characters, but I won't say much about that. So now, this is from a play called Bent by Martin Sherman. And Martin Sherman, yes, he wrote this play. And it was produced by Grey Eye Theatre. And it was really, I found it a really interesting and moving story. I'm sure you know the story. And it was linked to a concentration camp. So, for me, it was a really powerful message, especially for the audience who saw the play. They saw triple discrimination: black, deaf, and gay, not Jewish. So this was really an example of intersectionalist, and it made me really interested in finding more about the essential human being. So I've been involved in something called Extraordinary Bodies. And, you know, if you saw what I was doing, you must have thought I was mad, because it was very physical demanding. It was an aerial circus, so I was climbing rope, circus hoops, silks. But really, I was really interested in the circus discipline after I ended my football career. So I wanted to do something to keep me active, keep me fit. And also, I enjoyed learning. So this started in 2008, where I learned how to fly the 5-meter-high swagging rope in the National Arts Centre, the National Centre for Circus Arts. Really, it was a terrifying experience. You know, my legs were shaking, I was scared, stiff. They were reassuring me, I was really scared. But I loved it at the same time. Later on, you'll see an image on the screen. Now, I'd like to share with you my interesting commentary and views that I made over the difference between liberty and really is a visual poem, and was commissioned by Ad Infinitum during the lockdown in 2020. And there's also an extract called Tongues United. Yeah. And that was, yeah. So I'm gonna watch my poem now. So if they could play it, that'd be great. So this is the circus. And that's the visual poem trailer. Okay. Yes. Okay.
brother to brother, 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 brother to brother. Brother to brother, 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 brother to brother. Brother to brother, 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 brother to brother.
Silence is what I hear after the handshake and slap of five. After...
What's happening?
Boy, what's up, cuz? How you feel, girlfriend?
Blood is thing. When talking with a girlfriend, I am more likely to muse about my latest piece or so-and-so's party at Club Shishi than about the anger and hurt I felt that morning when a jeweler refused me entrance to his store because I am black and male and we are all perceived as thieves. I will swallow that hurt, and should I speak of it, will vocalize only the anger, saying I should have bust out his fucking windows.
Some of the anger will be exercised, but the hurt, which has not been given voice, prevails and accumulates. Silence is a way to grin and bear it, a way not to acknowledge how much my life is discounted each day.
100%. 100%
off black men today, every day. 100% off black men today, 100% off black men today, every day.
I strive to appear strong and silent. I learn to ingest hatred at a geometric rate and to count silently to 10, 10,000, 10 million. But as I've learned to mute my cries of anguish, so have I learned to squelch my exclamations of joy. What remains is the rap.
I'm going to be talking about a documentary titled Tongues United. In sign language, it looks like this. I found the film to be really moving and beautiful. It really captured what was actually happening back in the late 80s. So it compared and contrasted to my own poem film called Liberty, which comments on things that are happening now in the 2020s, in the 21st century. So in terms of the themes that I saw, there was clearly strong representation here. They showcased the experiences of black, gay men, and also women who were shown on screen. The film talks about issues such as race, of sexual identification, and it also talks about the wider society in which we belong. So again, the marginalisation of black and gay people alongside other minorities. So there's an understanding of the dreadfulness of exclusion. So from my perspective and my point of view, the film clearly conveys of the widest audience that sheer frustration, the anger of hearing, for instance, of a black gay person facing that double discrimination. So there are obvious comparisons to the present day, but then there's also that triple discrimination still faced by black, deaf and gay people. So to me, that film foregrounds the anger, the genuine anger felt by black gay men. And again, it entails some of the risks which could stoke more violence, if you know what I mean. But the film, it reminds us and showcases how desperately black gay men simply need to be seen. how society cannot be normal and where you do not fit in, thinking about the civil norms of the society around you. So the film does explore some of the barriers preventing some people from just living happily, and the normality of in society in which they find themselves. So again, very often, like, these barriers are about power, they're about control, and about systemic oppression. So sometimes, even just for something that can result in asking, can mean you face that oppression. So you have no power. If I can't interact with the system around you. So in truth, you're being forced to swallow your own tongue. You're shut out, silenced. So often oppression is silent. So take the enforced invisibility of black gay men. So completely ignored that their eventual emergence to their visibility actually becomes a surprise? No, it shouldn't be so. We should have the liberty to be openly. And I think that's the message. Just to drive it home, stop. Just stop this. So just think twice. I think one thing I really did like from the film, it was a gesture of their time. The triple finger snap. That's a gesture for me of empowerment, usually used by a strong black woman. So for gay men to adopt this symbolic meaning means it makes the world stop, wake up, and also just listen to us. So for me, that was a really powerful message. Captured not in an open hand held against your face, but just a simple snap, snap, and snap. It was an interesting choice. And there was so much about the language that was used, about the words. For instance, one word was punk, another word was coon, then they had the N word as well. So those were the slurs at that time, only those 3 words that were used. Then nowadays it's puff, or it's queer. So perhaps that's where the cultural change has happened. So that film really offered us a rich insight into how it felt to just live through society at that time. And that was permeated by the theme of power. So just looking through that image and the footage as well of that documentary, I realised that the crux of this film is about values. What I mean by that is that in every single one of us, we're human. Every single person is human. So every one of us, if you check, has blood that is red. So yeah, we've got many different races, there's many different colours. But in terms of everybody, there's only one human. We're all the same. So I thought that brings me back to my sign poem, Liberty. Because it doesn't matter who you are. You are you, but you're a human. So to me, it's a question of respect. A lack of respect for those who are different in our communities. The aggressive lack of patience. And that might be down to the influence of religion, of politics. It might be the dominant masculinity of society. Or it might just be a matter of privilege. But again, it's interesting. But to return to that question of values, which is important for everyone alive on the planet, it affects us all in this world. So thinking of the film title, Tongues United, I just think it demonstrates to everyone that everyone out there that black men exist and we're here. And I think that's a critical message, that we're not invisible. And our choices and our wishes must be respected. So in highlighting that chorus, yeah, I really believe that just watching that film, it definitely represents us as a community, how we support each other, coming together. So it doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter your differences between each of us, they just support each other. And I think that was really, really lovely. So in my film poem, Liberty, I tied that specific message to the symbolic action of the rainbow. So that symbol emerged from Christopher Street, and that's in New York City. So now the rainbow flag is supported everywhere. And that's how you know history repeats itself. So it seems to happen in cycles of 20 years. So I actually myself wasn't aware of that documentary until it turned out that somebody sent me a copy. And I was surprised to see the similarities of themes between this and my poem, Liberty. But there again, there it is, history repeating itself. So finally, the take-home message here has to be the importance of values and respect. Thanks for watching.
So really, that film, that's the second showing of it. You know, I made it and then I held on to it. And then, you know, I'm thinking of showing it out again and again now. It's really interesting how I picked that poem, Liberty. Really, I want to thanks to Ad Infinitum, thanks to Centred, because it had a unique service for LGBTQ, Black and Asian community, providing information and advice. And I took part in a safe space event during the Christmas period. So that's that picture there. And then they asked me to create my own poem called Rainbow. So each color, I used it to represent something different. For example, red means, you know, like flirting, you know, seeing someone opposite you and blushing and being bashful, and that experience, your heartbeat increasing as we stare into each other. So that's red. And I thought about different things for each of the colors. And really, it was really interesting, a really interesting experience. So there's a sign language interpreter called Jackie Beckford. And she saw this, and she said, "This is such a powerful poem. You should share it to the public." And I felt, I was unsure, because, you know, it's linked to humanity, and I think, I was like, I put it on the shelf for a while, and it was there for years. And at the same time, you know, what happened, Trump got into government in elections in America. So when Trump became the president of America, that's his sign name, Trump. Deaf community look at him and they look at his hair flapping all over the place, so. But really, it was a hellish time. It made my blood boil. It was so infuriating. It was really sad what happened to the Black transgender people that were killed. So. So I had to decide, you know, to create that poem Liberty. That was one of the reasons, one of the driving influences. So if you can, next slide please, yes. Dismantling racism. So really I made this for See Here. The BBC See Here program asked me to make this. And it was talking about racism and our life experiences through discrimination and all the challenges that black people face. I made that film and it was released to the deaf community, and a lot of people hadn't realized that there was an indirect discrimination, you know, so racism and discrimination about deaf people. So, you know, hearing people, you can hear people, you can overhear information, you can pick up information by the sound, but deaf people, they don't have that access and they don't know what's going on. Sometimes they think everything's fine and it's not. And then sometimes, you know, when they're told, they realize, oh, something's happened. So this is something that needs to change. And in summary, I remember my mother, she told me something. She said, you need to work much harder in order to achieve as a deaf person. And, you know, I thought, oh, she's just talking. And then I remembered it at the back of my mind, but as I grew older, I realized that she was telling the truth. And I really thank my mother for making me who I am today. And I'll finish off with my motto, which is having fun and facing challenges. Thank you very much. That's how we do applause.
Thank you, Tayo.